Hi, it's Adair Palmer here, and I'm live in the group 747, creating a massive engagement and organic reach on your business page. And I'm really looking forward to tonight's live video, because I said last night I would be doing a live health check for a business page. And sorry, okay, I'm back and I can see I'm live. Hi David, thank you for joining us. Good to see you here, and Deborah, good to see you too. Tonight we're doing a Facebook business page health check, and I'll be doing that live, and I will be going over. Now, I put in the group just before I started a note to say first one off there. Hi David and Stephen, bro, I see you're here. Stuart, Carolyn, Mandy, hi. Wow, this is awesome. Great information coming your way tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. And Amanda, good that you're here, because it's your page, well, it's actually Craig's page, that we are reviewing live tonight. So, and I put a oh my god, check this out. This is gonna make it look, this is, hey Steve, that was me live. So, and now I'm live, looking at me going live, which is doing my head in. Karen, hi, how are you? Steve, hi. Carolyn, well, we'll singing or dancing here. I'll just get out of there. I put in the group about 5 minutes before I started. G'day, Steve. And Amanda saying that Craig's here too. Awesome. And that just saying, for the first one to pop their link in, I would do a review on their business page for them. And I'd have to say, I was absolutely, like, I couldn't decide. There was like so many people offered last night for me to do that, review their business page, and I thought, well, you know what, I didn't want to decide, so I left it up to the lap of the gods. And Craig and Amanda, you got the Guernsey tonight. So, and you're welcome, Craig. So Craig says thank you. Karen is hi Adair. Hello everyone. Thanks for your warm welcome. And Sam, hi gorgeous. Yeah, and hi gorgeous back to you. Now, I actually met Craig at the Happiness Hunter walk that we go on down at Mawson Lakes every Wednesday with the lovely Tony Everard, and who was also here in the group. I'm not sure she's here tonight, but Craig gave me his card on Wednesday. There we are, his card, and that's his logo on the other side. There we go. And I said, can I review your business page for you? And he said, sure. And I just think, because I actually started doing it, and I'm through about 3/4 of the way through doing it. And so it's sort of a bit, I don't know, fortuitous, I suppose, that Craig, your page actually, Amanda was quick enough to put the link in, first cab off the rank to get your page reviewed live tonight. So what I want to do first is ask, hello Linda, how are you? I wanted to ask, oh of course, yes, Craig section had some printed backwards, so that's actually is coming up backwards. But if I did, no, that wouldn't work. All right. That does my head in, that stuff. Yeah. All right. So, but I did want to ask how you got on with the actions for today, which were to download the marketing persona, the plan, the template, and fill out your persona, and sort of just go through that exercise and just get a bit of an idea of what it is that who it is that you are aiming to connect with on Facebook, and what their pain points are, what their problems are, what their goals are that they want to, and what their challenges are. And I know that Kerry Ann, you're here tonight, and you did say that you had some issues around figuring out the what. So if I could just maybe address that quickly, I sort of figure with what you offer, their what would be, just let me go back to the if I can find it, the what would be there we go, what can we do, if that's in terms of the what solution that you're offering them. If you're wanting to help them achieve their goals, what can you do to help them achieve their goals? Linda, you're still working through it. That's awesome. Yeah, and I'll say Linda's saying that you do have a good idea who you want to connect with, and I think most of us do, but writing it down and getting that laser focus is a really valuable exercise. And hello Hillary, how are you? So for Kerry Ann, I think the what you can do to help them achieve their goals is, for your business, is probably something around, you can, if one of their goals is to keep their kids happy and engaged in their martial arts, then you can actually help them do that by providing the belt racks for them to get that extra prestige, or that extra sense of pride in what they do, because they've got a mechanism then to actually make it look and feel like it's really quite a professional sport that they're engaged in. You can if you're thinking down that lines, I think you're on the right track. Overcoming their challenges, that one is a really easy one, Kerry Ann, because maybe their biggest challenge is, those photos you put all over all over Facebook of the martial arts belts in the big pile that look like this giant octopus with 100 arms. That's what their challenges are. Is one of their challenges is to keep their kids' stuff neat and tidy, and having something like the martial arts belt rack would keep their kids' stuff, or even that little portion of their kids' stuff, neat and tidy. So if that makes sense, happy to have a thumbs up, and but thank you for putting that in the group. I did pick up on that. If there were any other questions or comments that you wanted to make around the avatar, there is, like I said last night, I do go through quite a long process with the avatar. When I do the face-to-face workshops, and in the boot camp that's coming up on the 23rd of January, I've designed that to be a whole session going through that as well. So it's here you get the quick and dirty, because we're doing it, we're condensing it all into a week, but it will be enough to get you going and up and running on Facebook, because it'll link in to when we look at the content, which will be tomorrow. We're doing content. So I'm going to, without further ado, get Craig's page up. I'm going to flip the camera around. If you do have any questions, I'll just scroll through and see. People are saying hi, but no questions there at the moment. If you do have any, I can answer them at the end, or I can take them on notice. For the one about the page verification, Kerry Ann, last night I've put that into the leaders group to see if anyone else is having those issues, or if it's just a face bug with your page. Someone else was saying that the personal profile, the people and pages isn't loading. Actually, I could probably just check that again on my page just to see if it's loading today, because it hasn't loaded for me the last couple of days. So I'm just wondering, let me just do my settings and see if it has if it is loading tonight. So if you have tried to go into the people and other pages one, let's just have a look there. It actually doesn't look like it's loading tonight either. So that it could be a functional thing on Facebook. It could be something that Facebook have decided that they're actually going to change on there, and this might be the first step. So and this is what happens, that it's on a not just a day-to-day basis, it's like a minute-to-minute basis. So if any of you have tried to get into the people and other pages to try and implement that strategy that we talked about, Linda's saying it hasn't been loading on your page either yesterday or today. So that's when I think if anyone has been in there and they have had success in actually seeing who's like their page and being able to use that, I'd love to hear about it, because what is making me think, okay, so Steve's been having a lot of problems with it as well. So that's making me think that there's something across the whole platform, not just your pages, and it's something to do with something that Facebook's done, which we're not privy to. So I can only hope that they do keep that up, because it's a brilliant way to connect with people. But that's, you know, well, if they do take it down, then we'll find other ways. Believe me, we will find other ways, because we're good like that. We'll hack it. All right, so here we go with the health check for Craig's page. Okay, thank you, and I'll turn the camera around and show you what I'm looking at. All right, so this is Craig's page. This is the health checklist. Now I have a thumbs up from you if you have downloaded the health checklist that I sent through to you on email. And I have some thumbs up there, please, so that I know that you've got your own copy of this, the health checklist. Okay, Sam, you have a question about the messages. What I'm going to ask you to do is, all right, cool, we've got one person, 2, 3 people have downloaded it. Awesome. These resources are here for you folks. So if you haven't, if you haven't got to it yet, I'm just have a look. All right, Steve, how many times have you downloaded it? Oh my God. The resources are there, so use them. It's in the file section of the group. So it's in the group already. I've uploaded it there. You can get a link to it from your email that I sent you. And Sam, Karen's downloaded it, great, fantastic. Now, Sam, if you want to put your question in the comments here, I will answer that after I finish the health check. And okay, so Stephen's going one avatar or many? One. But we'll get back to that. Okay, so I'll just make a note. So one or many and messages. I'll have to come back. All right, let's go on with this. Now, what I do when I do the health check, I've got 2 screens here. So I've got the template here that I go over. And I first look at the cover and the profile pictures. And what I'm looking for here, and this is really unusual because this is the first time I see, and there's a big tick for this one, Craig. I normally see a picture of a lotus flower or something here. Now, what I find is, particularly with the alternative therapies, healing modalities, people that I work with, but if I'm a client, what I find is that people want to get a massage from a person, not a lotus flower. So this is brilliant. And actually it looks like you're trying to break her arm, but I think you're smiling about it, so you're having a good time, which is even better. So I think, Craig, that's brilliant having that there, because it really just, it brings out your character, who you are and what you're doing really, really well. The other thing I look at is the cover picture, this one, which is fantastic. Okay, so I see, Sam, I can see that you've popped your message in, and I will come back to that after I've done this health check for Craig's page. So this picture is quite a large picture. So when you do your cover picture, you can, if I look at it there, it actually looks like it's a good picture. It shows the room, and it shows, you know, sort of what you do. You've got the bowl there, you've got the massage table, you've got the oils. It all looks really, really nice. If you make the cover picture the right size for the page, and you can do that. Oh no, it's actually no, it is the right size. Sorry, that was my bad. Well done. Okay. If you have a picture that's not the right size for your page, then you can look at, you can go to Canva, canva.com, and you can make your cover picture, or get your cover picture to the right size so that it fits. Because there was some that I was looking at, the cover picture is all blurry, and it looks as unprofessional as poor spelling does, doesn't it, Steve? And Steve, if you want, actually, he gets a little shout out to Steve. If you want some help with your cover picture, he may be able to help you. That's my man Steve, that one, Steve Moeller, who's been very, very helpful also already. The other thing, Craig, is to have some writing here, because the picture tells 1,000 words, but you've got beautiful real estate here that you can put something. And I think I might have seen, if you had, here we go, this here, providing solutions for your aches and pains. I love that. And I thought, if that was up here, that would, how powerful would that be? Someone comes into your page, they look at this, they see Smiling Craig, and then they see the massage therapy bread, the Tibetan bowls, and then they see providing solutions for your aches and pains. That across here. So that's one suggestion that you could do to improve your business page. Otherwise, it's fantastic. Love it. As Mari Smith says, love it, love it, love it. Now, Messenger, when I went to send a message, I clicked, and it's thinking. I said, there we go. Now, Craig doesn't have the, oh no, you do have it. Sorry, Craig. You do have the messenger greeting, but I can't see that now because I've already sent you a message on here. What actually came up was a messenger greeting that had a really nice message from you. It comes up the minute I open this messenger. Had a really nice message from you, but you had smiley faces, I think, at the end of your message, but what came up were dollar signs, and it didn't look, was it dollar signs? No, hang on. It had smiley faces that turned into question marks. That's right. And that's up here the first time anyone opens your messenger. It's called messenger greeting. So I take the smiley faces off, and I would use, I'll just use, you could put a link to your website, or to, you know, your booking, whatever, if you wanted there. That's up to you entirely, but I think the smiley faces, because they didn't convert, just lose those. Now, you've got a message come up here. Now, I did this yesterday, and I get this instant message back saying thank you for contacting, which is fantastic. And then, Craig, I would have to say that a personal message from you, if I was a real customer, and you might not have responded because at this point I'm reviewing your page, but who knows, I might become a real customer, because that does look very inviting. But if you had come in here and said no worries or whatever, or just responded to that, it would have enhanced my experience for you as being a visitor to your page. So responses, the other thing to note too, when you're looking at messaging and your messages, most of you would know this anyway, your messages are not, they don't come up in your general Messenger app. If you're on Messenger, you have to go to your page through the Pages app to check your messages, or you go through your page on your laptop or your PC to be able to check your Messenger. Check messages that come up on your page. Unfortunately, for some reason, and I think the reason I do that is so you can't message people with your business page, but you can respond when people message you. So let's just keep moving on. And what have I got now here? Are your tabs optimized? Now, this is one of the questions that Linda had last night about optimizing tabs. Now, what this means is this is very, very rarely gets a check. This gets a little tick when your tabs are all optimized. Now, what that means is, have you got the maximum that you can possibly have to enhance your page about your business? All right, and that also means that are these button options, are these the ones actually the best button options that you can possibly use for your business? So you might want to, you've got send message here, which is, and it's interesting because I don't see anywhere else. Normally, they've just changed the format. Normally you would see another message button here, but now they're starting to come up over here. So if you have activated, you would have your messages activated because we've used it, but I'm not quite sure how you ended up with the send message button here. It's in your settings, Craig, but you really want to have that the smaller button and use this big button for a call to action. And it might be call now or book now, because then you're giving people another opportunity to make a booking or to phone you to make a booking. And if they're on their mobiles, I would say in the past not to have send message, not to have call now up here, but on your mobile you can actually have it linked now that just goes directly to your phone, and people are looking for a massage or a masseuse or for anything on their mobile, and they happen to be on Facebook looking, and if they can just click a button and then make a phone call without even leaving the app, then that's going to increase the opportunity for somebody to call you. But if they have to write a number down, and if they have to write a number down, and if they have to go out of the app to then make the call, it makes it difficult, and we want to make it as easy as possible. Most people I find are let me reword that. People I find now are starting to use the Messenger app more and more to make phone calls. I've got the clients that I get that I'm not directly in contact face to face with. They come through, they send me messages on Facebook, but I'm wondering that you could actually have a video call on your message, or a phone call on your Messenger, like you do when you ring people just normally from your personal Messenger. I think that's coming, but for now I'd suggest put the call now button there. Okay, let's go. Moving on. I just had a drink of water. That's a beautiful picture. Absolutely gorgeous. Thanks for sharing. Looking more at the tabs down the side here, one of the things that you can do, Facebook with the new format page, what they've done is they've reordered the tabs and to what they think that your page should be. Now, when you're looking at your own page, you have down here manage tabs. Click on that and reorder it so that posts is at the top, because people have to go through this stuff before they get to your most recent posts. And we all know that people have the attention span of a gnat and will be here for a nanosecond, and then they won't bother, generally speaking, they won't bother coming back to or scrolling through. But if your posts are at the top up here, then they will, people are going to see them first in the news feed, like in your news feed of your page. When you're doing your when you're looking at your tabs here, optimizing your tabs, I can see if you have the posts and about section. The other thing that you can do, Craig, is look at having a special offer. So something where you want to connect with your clients, you want them to keep coming back to you, and the way to get them to do that is to keep being front of mind for them. So if you've got something that you can offer them, like a I don't know what whether you have top 10 tips to staying relaxed or something. That's always a popular one, the top 10 or the top 5 or the tips. Just a freebie giveaway. I've got I've got the health checklist that I give away, and people give me their email address in exchange for that template that they can use themselves. So something like that, you're actually got a better chance, and that linking that with your email responder, your email program. That way you can keep in touch with the people that sign up to your your fans on your page and the people that use your service, and you can introduce yourself to new people just by giving them an opportunity to give you their email address in exchange for something that was going to benefit them. So that is what you can do here. The other thing I want to mention about this is, when you think about it, everybody you're connected to on Facebook is their Facebook's property. Their contact is Facebook's property. So what you want to do is get these people, these potential clients, customers, joint venture partners or whatever, you want to get them offline or out of Facebook as fast as possible. So doing something like that and actually having a freebie where you get people to exchange their details for something that you give them, puts them directly in your control. So that puts their contact, they give you their contacts and you get them directly for your and then their contact details becomes your property, not a third party property like Facebook. So just keep that in mind. And there's my mum wishing as my grandpa's 107th birthday today, if he were still alive. So there you go. Happy birthday, Grandpa Eddie. Grandpa Garrett. Okay, yep. So we've got all these well wishes. 37 years since he died. So there you go. All right, moving on. The rest of it is okay. So what I really wanted to do was just to point out was this part here with the newsletter. And let's go down. Oh, okay. The services here. Now this is, I just want to make a point of this. I think I've said this before. How if you get services, when Facebook says, all engagement is around video, and live video is better than than pre-recorded video, and pre-recorded video is better than images, and images are better than text. And what have they given us to present our services? They have given us text. Now this is, and it's not your stuff that's boring, Craig, it is boring because it is just text. And they got the prices here as well. Personally, I had the services up in my hypnotherapy with a Dare page. I took the services down because I just thought if that's the first thing people see, it really, to me, it wasn't engaging. But that's your call. That's a business choice, it's a business decision you will make. And there's other creative ways that you can actually provide that information to people. So it could be through a video as a pinned post. And just as a hint, you can use Adobe Spark to create videos, and you can create, put these into a video that's got like a bit of a slideshow as well, so you can have that sort of thing on your page as well. We'll talk a bit more about that tomorrow when I look at the content, if you have questions around that. So so you're saying now, Linda, there's an option to upload photos with the services. Can you put video instead? I actually am not aware of that, so I'll definitely be checking out afterwards, because when I did it, you could only put this. That was what came up. So definitely, if you can, if there's photos opportunity there, use the photo opportunity, and if it's a video opportunity, do that too. But so thank you for that, Linda. I'll definitely be checking it out. So that might be one of the new things that that Facebook are constantly surprising us with, different things that you can do. Okay, now the about section here. So I'll just go and have a look at this. And okay, Linda's saying they're tiny photos. I'll suss it out. If it's not very exciting, then I'll probably leave it. This is lovely, and what you've got here is it says here story, and the story, I think they've called it story for a reason, because you want it to be a story. You want it to be about the person that you're talking to. So you did your avatar or your alter ego today, depending on what you call who your ideal person is to market to. And what you want to do is take the parts out of that were their primary goals and their primary challenges, and start there. So what sort of phrases would they use? What sort of thinking would they have that would lead them to decide that they needed a massage? Now, using those phrases, because what you want is for someone to look at this, if they're serious about getting a massage, if you go, they want them to look at this and go, oh my God, he's talking to me. You want to, so they're saying the connection's weak, but I think it's what Craig's got here, because it's probably pixelated, but it's back now. But what Craig has got here is that what he does for people, and that's definitely needs to be there. But if you put what people's pain is first, that's going to lead them to you and make it all about them. And I like the idea, and with so many hypnotherapists and NLP practitioners in the group, I love the idea of doing a metaphoric story. So if you've into metaphors, you could do a metaphor which would make it a bit more interesting and engaging, but make the metaphor about your ideal client. So, and if you don't have that expertise, then maybe I'll let me know. Maybe I'll run a workshop on creating our stories so we can attract clients. But there you go, just another good idea, hey. All right, let's go back to here. So your overview, it's all filled out. You've got your email, you've got your website, and okay, what haven't you got there? Additional contact info. You don't have a phone number. Is there a reason for that? Okay. No. All right. So Craig, just, yeah, if you can put your phone number in there. I can't see it anywhere. That would be good. And if you can also list the page owners, because where people like to see people, not a lotus flower, but they are seeing Craig. But if you list the page owners, then people can see, if you're an admin of the page and you and Amanda perhaps are together, then you can have your personal profiles here, which also links it back to your do you remember, I don't know if you've had a chance to have a look at the House of Facebook that I put up in the group earlier. It links it back to the passageway, the central passageway, so people can actually stalk you out a bit and see who you are as a person. So, okay, so Craig's saying the phone number was there but not sure. So, sorry, there it is. Ta-da! That was my bad. It's all there. Okay, you're off the hook. Put your profiles in there. Put your profiles in there and get people to stalk you properly. Yep, saw it, Tony. Thank you. All right, so posts and engagement. And let's go back to here. Okay, so Carol is saying, hey, there on the About page, how do you call it a story? It's different on my page. That's preset, Carolyn. Your template might be a different template. And we'd have to look at it because they're slightly different for each individual, not each individual page, but each individual template. So we looked last night at, we had professional services and business services and politicians and corner stores and shops, all sorts. So it might be a different template that gives you a different thing that says story. Either way, there's going to be a spot for you to put information. So whether it says story or whether it says long description or short description, because that's what the old format pages used to say. You might still have the old format page. Linda, if yours looks different, that's okay. And she's wanting to know what template is being used in this example. Now, Craig, you're going to have to answer that one because it does look different from the outside. Like from the outside, looks very much the same, but it would look different on the inside. So check with your settings, Craig, if you don't mind. And I'd suggest it's probably either business services or professional services. Probably professional services it would be, because you've got the service thing up, services, wherever it is, somewhere. Now I've lost that too. Okay. So, Craig, if you don't mind just checking, that would be wonderful. Now, regular posts, I'm just having a look. I've actually done a quick flick through here and I like the posts. You've done a wonderful job with the posts. They're regular posts. You've got good engagement. They're different. You've got, like, this is really cool. Just to note, this is a really personal one that's saying, this is your views. You bought the sign in after an evening appointment. Sharing a little bit of yourself and a bit of, who you are and what you appreciate. And I just thought that was really nice, Craig, because it gives a bit of an idea of you as a person. You've got the Happy New Year. You've got a little call to action on your posts as well, so it's a bit of variety. You've got people engaging with you, which is fantastic. But even more important and even better, you're engaging back with with your peeps, and they're liking that. So one of the things that I'm going to suggest that you consider doing here is to sign off as yourself. So and this is what I do with every post, because if people go they don't know who Ethereal Holistic Massage is, if you've got regards Craig or cheers Craig at the end, then they can hover on it and you can go, oh, let's just do a bit of a okay, we'll see, let's talk Catherine. So then we can actually see what will happen is it will just pop up your personal profile if you've got it here. So visitors to your page will be able to get, I call it 2 bites of the cherry. So they'll be able to see who you are as a business person. They will also be able to see who you are as a person, like just as a regular person, and not that you're not as a business person, but they will be able, I call it 2 bites of the cherry. And especially when you're interacting with on other people's pages, make sure that you do that, because then people will be able to connect with you 2 ways. So they'll see, you just make it as easy as possible for people to connect with you. Okay. I think one of the things that you could do, I love this. Sorry, I'm already taken by a super hot massage therapist. These are funny. These are good. These are interesting, engaging. You're sharing other pages. You're interacting with other pages. That's fantastic. Your posts are regular, and they've got a call to action. It's really, really good. There's probably a couple, and I'll just have a look at your health check here. You might want to consider expanding a little bit. You've got most of it here, Craig. You could do live video feeds. In fact, I'd encourage that, because that is the now. Live feeds is the now. So video is probably the one thing that's missing on your page. And you are, I think apart from that, you could have a pinned post that talks a little bit about who you are and what you do and how you like to help people. You could do it interview style if you wanted to, just to reach out and engage a little bit more with visitors to your page, because it's amazing how people feel like they know you even after they've just seen you on video or like on Facebook half a dozen times. And I think I mentioned it before. I've had people come up to me in restaurants and at network meetings going, oh, I feel like I know you, or you're a Deb Palmer, because they feel like they can approach me, and because I've been talking to them through this means for a few months now, and I think that's really cool, because it's achieving the objective. This is great. And the fact that you're putting, I love to be able to help others, just shows who you are as a person. And I think that's brilliant. Keep up the good work there. Now, go back here. I've suggested that you're doing a brilliant job with that. You are engaging and you're replying, which is fantastic. There's nothing worse than going to a page where people are making relevant, good comments, and there's just crickets in response. So you need to make sure that you go back and keep the page alive, because it is a living, breathing thing that you want to keep alive by keeping the engagement going and keeping the page just keeping it alive. And that's going to depend on your efforts, not anybody else's. So that's really, really important. It's a critical part of it. Here we go. Look, this is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. You've got all these reviews. I hope Amy did get to see you back in August. She said she's in a lot of pain. You've acknowledged by liking their review, and you've also thanked them. This is brilliant, 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 brilliant. Okay, so that's fantastic, and I just think, well done. 5 stars to you, Craig. 5 stars, yay. Okay, so the other stuff, this is other stuff on your business page. Use of events app, use of notes, using photos, use of videos, page verified, and milestones. I'll just work through those. You don't have the events app. I don't know if it's relevant for your page at all, but you might decide at some point that you want to, I don't know, use events to do. What would you do if you had maybe group work, group healing, or something? You might want to use the events for that. Oh, Linda, that's awesome. Linda's loving your content, Craig. So events is probably optional for something like this. Using notes, hang on, I'll just swing it round. Using notes, like I said before, you can use, actually no, I didn't say it before, but I'll say it now. Using notes, you can do blog type posts on your page. Now, what that does, I don't know if you can hear that. I think there's a guy across, like our neighbours, Fred and Connie, they've got their grandsons over there, and I think they're playing lions and tigers or something, because there's a guy over there roaring like a lion, and it's just amusing me greatly, because then I don't know, you probably can hear him roar, but you can't hear the kid. He's just squealing with delight. That's so much fun. I got cool neighbours. Anyway, back to this. What I was going to say with notes is that, and I probably might show you on my page, because what you can do with notes is it actually gives your page depth, and everybody has got information that they can give people. So yes, you're welcome, Carolyn. Loving the page. Thanks for a good example to follow. It is a brilliant example to follow. So let's have a look at notes on my page, and I'll just show you, because what it does, especially if you don't have a website, I've got notes here. Now, this is something on your page that doesn't slide down the timeline like your posts, your regular posts. And so I've got a heap of things that I write. I do the weekly Friday Facebook fix in the group, and then I turn that into a blog post here, and I put that all over the place. So you can do that with your page if you activate the notes section. So whatever you do, any industry, there's always something you can write about. There's always something, because you're an expert in what you do, and it adds extra what you can offer the person that comes to your page. So that's actually going to give you a lot more. It does make it a lot more like three-dimensional. And if you do decide to put it onto other platforms, you can put whatever you write onto LinkedIn. It's probably a little bit getting off track, but what I try and do is my videos, live videos, and then I write the content from the live videos, and then I put that out as my blog on a weekly basis. So repurposing the content over and over again. So think about how you can do that creatively for your own page and your own industry, and I'm sure everybody can, because it's a good thing to do. Now, using photos, like I said, brilliant photos, Craig. Loved it. It was just really nice looking at your page. Nothing boring about that at all. Using videos, there's one area that you can improve, which is great, because we always got areas that we can improve. And using page verified. Now, we had a bit of a discussion about that last night, and I've also see that you haven't got your page verified. You probably would find it. I'd like to see if you could get your page verified, and then let us know how you went, because it really is something that just goes Facebook has made you jump through a heap of hoops to prove that you're a legit business. So get your page verified. With the bricks and mortar place, I think it would be fairly easy to do. So yeah, give it a go, let me know. The last one here is milestones. Now, milestones have disappeared in the last week. Normally, when you go to, I'll just show you on my page. Normally, when you go to do a post, it used to have up here share a photo or video, or create an offer. So this has changed, and now they've got here, and it used to have one here that would say, I think it was create an offer or create an event or put a milestone up. Now I've put that to my leadership group as well, and said what's happening with the milestones, and they have come back and gone, some pages still have milestones on them, others haven't. So it looks to me like Facebook are taking the milestones off. So but if you still have it on your page, or it might be just a glitch that's a momentary thing, and they might put it back on. So don't get too hung up about the milestones at the moment, because if you can't find it on your page, it just means that it's not there. But I thought, if it is, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to have a party. Because when I reached 1,000 members in my group, Social Media for Small Biz Owners, I actually had a week-long party and celebrated the milestone on my page of getting 1,000 people in my group. Okay, Alice, lovely to see you here. Better late than never. Carrie Ann's lost connection. And okay, no worries, you'll be able to pick it up. Let's go. I believe I've talked for an hour. Questions. I'm just flicking back now to see, were there any burning questions? Okay, downloaded, great. Okay, Samantha, wondering if we use all three of the message responses, which ones get sent, not all three, or am I you're not being dense? It is actually a really good question, because it took me a while to figure it out. The three of them there, the first one is the messenger greeting. People get that the very first time that they open your messenger, so messenger on your page. They won't get it again after that. Make that one count. The second one is instant replies, which means that people will get that message if you set it to on, and if you set whatever you want. The third one is if you have an hour, so if you set your hours and you turn that one on, what they will get instead of the instant reply is when it's out of hours, they will get, sorry, we're not here and we're not available right now, but we'll be back to, respond to, I don't know, whatever you want to say. You want to say, we're not here right now, but we'll be back at 9 tomorrow, or whatever you want to say. If that's turned on, then you're out of hours greetings. So I sort of look at it as a bit like an out of an office reply email. So that's the third one there. I hope that answered your question. Linda, yep, I've answered that. Phone number, what about page? Okay, so Carolyn answered that about the pages being different for different templates. Craig, we all love your content, yay! And I think, okay, Karen's asking how often is it best to do posts? That's something that I will be covering later on in the week, because we'll be looking at scheduling and we'll be looking at content as well. So I'll hold that question over till a bit later in the week, but we will be covering that, Karen. Okay, thank you for that question. I've been talking for nearly an hour. Thank you for hanging in there. I've nearly lost my voice, and I could probably talk for hours about this. And as the people who've attended my workshop know, that I do love talking about it, and I can go on for hours. I know you found that helpful. You can post questions in the group if you have them, and maybe I'll just get to do a hashtag. I'll post something in the group, because then I will I'll know to look for the hashtags, and that way I won't lose them when I come to answer your questions, and you can ask them straight away, and if they're hashtags, then I'll know that, you know, that they're questions that I'll need to be answering as we go on through the week. Anyway, enjoy your evening. Thank you again for jumping on and letting me just share what I love with you. Thank you, Craig and Amanda, or Craig, for letting me use your page. It was a fantastic experience, and I really enjoyed doing the health check on your page. And we will see you all tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye.